All right, so welcome back. This is Car Tips with Weststock. So the other little episode we talked about how to check and see if your tires are flat or if you need air, how to put air in them. This one is going to be how you change your tire. So if got a couple different things here. So you should have something like this that comes in your car. It's got the jack to lift it up. It's got a little lug wrench to take the lugs off of the tires. But if you plan on doing this at the house, I suggest you go ahead and just buy an actual jack and some jack stands. So this is to get your car up. This is to keep it still once it's up so it don't fall on you. And get you one of these 4-wheelers. These fit on your lug nuts like so, and it gives you leverage on both sides to kind of hold and twist to get this off. So a little easier to use than something like that, but invest in something like this if you plan on doing this at the house. But I'll go ahead and show you the difference between jacking it up with that one and jacking it up with that one. Quick interruption. Emergency brake on at all times. Alright, so first off, you'll want to find the spot under your car to put this jack. And most cars are pretty much the same now. It'll be like a little notch in the plastic right here. And you'll see this metal strip right here. This is where you'll be placing the jack. Same deal on the back. You'll see the plastic will leave like an open area, and it should be something flat like so. Just straight up and down. This will be where you can put that jack. So all right, so for step one, we're gonna start with this jack, which came out of that car, but it'll have a little notch in this piece. This is where that little metal piece we looked at would go. So just make sure this is low enough. You slide this under your car and you line it up like so. Now with this jack, they come with instructions on the jacks too, just in case. But you got all these tools. You just hook this stuff up, you know, whichever way. And you twist. Now with this one, it's a 2-piece deal. So this goes together like so. This will give you the leverage to where you can kind of just twist it like that. Pretty much the same concept as this. So once you get this tight to where it's not going anywhere, you haven't lifted the car up yet, but it's holding tight, you'll take these lug nuts and you'll break them loose. Now you want to do this while the car is on the ground, because if not, once you try to turn it, you trying to turn this lug nut, if you don't have the e-brake and all of that set, you're probably gonna just turn the whole wheel while you try to do it. So it's best to break this loose while you have the pressure of the weight of the car holding the tire still. So you break these loose, and I'll knock a few of them loose so you can see what it looks like, and then I'll lift the car up and show you what it would look like if you waited until the tire was in the air before you tried to loosen them. So give me just a second. All right, so these 4 are loose. This one I didn't take it loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift this car up so you can see why you should loosen this up before you lift it up. All right, so like I said, this type of jack, a lot of work, but tires in the air, so if you can spin it like that, then you know you got it. Now, the problem is, let's say you didn't get all of these lug nuts off, so you have to try to untighten one while it's in the air. So I'll show you why that's a bad idea. All right, so we're gonna try to untighten this one while the tire's in the air. As you can see, when you try to turn this, it's gonna turn the whole wheel. So that's the purpose of you putting this down first and then untightening it. And you can also put on the e-brake, which you should do from the beginning anyway, but the e-brake sometimes might still not give you as much pressure as you would like. It's a little bit easier with the tire on the ground, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this back down and loosen this up. And once I let it down, I'm gonna switch over to this jack so you can see the difference in how much work is required to get this car lifted. So let's drop this back down. The same process of letting it down as it is let it up. You just turn it the other way, turn it to the left. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this down, switch jacks, and get this off. All right, so same process. You put this in the same spot. Once you get this lifted up, because this is a hydraulic jack, sometimes they tend to lose pressure after a while. So you want to put a jack stand under the car on that same little rail that's going back and forth. Once you twist this right here to the left to lower it a little bit, it'll sit on this. This is gonna hold your car in place for you to be able to do what you have to do. Now, we already got these loose, so some of them you can loosen by hand, but if not, you just finish twisting these loose. And once you get all of them loose, you can pull your tire off. So I'm gonna twist these real quick and flip it back on. All right, and just like that, your tire is off and you're ready to put your spare tire on, or if you have another tire, you can put that on. Your hands will get a little dirty, so if you don't really want to get dirty, keep some gloves in the car. And putting everything back together, exact same process. Like I said before, just make sure your e-brake is on. You'll want to tighten these as much as you can tighten them when you put the tire back on. And then once you let the car back down, you'll tighten each one again just to make sure they're fully tight, because you don't want your tire popping off while you're driving down the road later. So tighten them up, let the car back down, and then tighten everything again after the jack and everything is gone and the weight of the vehicle is on the tire. All right. And if you followed all of the steps, that's how you change a flat tire. So that's it for today's episode. And I don't know, like same as before, if you got any suggestions or questions, any of that, post them in the comments and we'll figure it out.